Welcome to Softech Coding. This is the 6th episode of our Coding with Scratch series. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I am continuously going to make videos. Today we're going to continue with this project, except we're going to add add-ons and make it much cooler. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is when the cat says, "It suits you," the dog is going to spin around in a happy dance. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we need to do is separate this from "it suits you." This is because when the cat says "it suits you," it shouldn't just keep on talking and broadcasting and continuing the code so that we can make the dog do its thing and then he says, "I wish I was blue." So after it says "it suits you," we're going to click on events and we're going to broadcast a new message. And we're going to call this new message spin. Okay, you're going to click OK. And we're going to click on the dog. So now we're going to put this a little lower and we're going to, when I receive spin, then we're going to make the dog spin. Okay, so to do this, we're going to go to the motions menu. And here we have the turn. We have 15 degrees block. So we're going to pull this out. Okay, and we're going to also add the move 10 steps block under it. This way it turns on the spot and it turns around itself and not in a big circle. Okay, so now we're going to go to control and we're going to pull out a repeat block and we're going to put this inside and we're going to make it repeat 24 and we're going to try our code. There we go, it spins in a full circle. This is because 360 degrees, which is a full circle, divided by 15 degrees is 24. Okay, so now we're going to also make it bark as it's spinning. So we're going to go to the Sounds tab, and you should add the sound bark. Okay, so when you've added the sound bark to your, so we're going to click on Choose a Sound. We're going to search bark, and I'm going to click on bark, and now we have bark here. It's going to go to code, and we're going to make it bark. So we want to make it bark multiple times. So if we just want to make it bark one time, then you can use the start sound bark, because if you would put this here, then it starts the sound bark, but at the same time it continues to spin. So if you just want to make it bark once, we have to just make a point in direction 90. Because I stopped it in the middle of the spin, it pointed in this direction. So now it turns 360 degrees around this point. To fix this, we need to go to the motion and make it point in direction 90 before it starts any of this. So now we're going to try it. Now, as you can see, it barks and it spins there. But we want to make it bark multiple times. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out the start sound bark and say bye-bye. And we're going to, when I receive spin, we're also going to make it do something else. So in events, we're going to pull out when I receive block, and we're going to make it spin. So when the dog receives spin, it's also going to bark. So we're going to go to sound, play sound bark until done. And we're going to make it control, wait, and a repeat block. Okay, so now we're going to put this under here, and we're going to change the repeat to maybe 2, and we're going to try it out. Now to make these two happen at the same time, what you can do is, because if you click them separately, it's not going to work because they're going to start at different times. So what I usually do is I pull out a broadcast block, and I do broadcast spin. This way, when I click on this, these both start at the same time. So we're going to try it. Oh no, so the second bark is after the dog finishes spinning. This is called a bug, but it can be easily fixed. We can change the wait 1 second to maybe 0.19, and we can try it. There we go, now our dog spins, and it also barks at the same time. Let's test our code one more time. It's perfect. So now we're going to put our broadcast spin block away, and we're going to switch costumes. Okay, so let's start to switch costumes of our, so we're going to do something. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to make sure this is right. Okay, so after we're going to test our code with the green flag. So, we're going to click the green flag and we're going to try it. Why are you a blue dog? Because I accidentally jumped into blue paint. It suits you. And now the dog is happy. So now we're going to continue. So we are going to go on our dog and we're going to add a few more costumes to our dog. So we're going to click on the costumes tab. Okay, so here we have dog 1A and dog 1B. And now we can change the costumes of this to make it so that the dog can change costumes as it spins. So we can add a few more costumes to our dog. Maybe we can add 2 more costumes to our dog. Okay, so the first costume we're going to duplicate is this costume. Okay, so what should we do with this costume? We can make the ears bigger to make it a bit more silly. Big ears. And maybe we can make its nose smaller. And we can make its legs and arms maybe a little bigger, just a little. And then that's it for this one. Okay, so now I can switch this one and change this. So first you have to duplicate it. Okay, so then we can make the tongue bigger. Just to make it different. And maybe the tail. You can make that bigger too. Okay, so I think that's enough. So now we're going to go to code and we're going to make it switch costumes as it's spinning. So when I receive spin, we're going to change this to spin. Then we're going to make it repeat. Just to check, go to costumes and check how many costumes you have. So you have 4. You can have more, of course. You can make more costumes if you like. And repeat 4. We're going to do next costume. And we're also going to do wait maybe 0.1 seconds. Let's try. Okay, so we're going to pull out our broadcast spin block. Okay, let's try it. So it switches costumes 4 times. Now if you want it to switch back to the first costume at the end, you can just make it go to looks and switch costume to the first costume after it does all of the costume switching. So we're going to switch costume to dog 1 and we're going to try it. Now it switches back to its original costume after it finishes spinning. Okay, so now we're going to try this code by clicking the green flag to see how it works with all of the different code. Why are you a blue dog? I accidentally jumped into blue paint. It suits you. Now the dog spins around in a happy dance because it's so happy that the cat did it. Now that just save your work just to make sure that it's not deleted if you accidentally delete your tab or something happens like that. Okay, so to see what we're going to do with the cat, we're going to make it switch costumes and also do a happy dance when it finds out that it turned blue. So please make sure to watch our next video in our How to Make a Conversation mini-series. So thanks for watching. We have lots of other videos as well. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Please share this video with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell.